Hello everyone. So today we're going to discuss geometry and we're going to learn it very fast. Like in 5 minutes you will be able to know what geometry is in every way. So it's a Greek word, geometry, like geo and metron. Geo means earth and metron means measurement. So it's basically the measurement of like shapes. It contains shapes, sizes, positions, angles and dimensions. But where do we use all this in real life? Actually, we use it everywhere. Like we use it in construction, we use it in engineering, and we use it in architecture. We use it in graphic designing and animation. So let's start from the basics. Point. A point has no length, no width, and no thickness. So it's a very basic shape. It's basically a simple dot. A location in a space with no size is called point. Now, for example, if we take 2 points, like point A and point B, we can guide someone to go from point A to point B. Okay. Now here you can see there are 2 points, point A and point B. A straight path between 2 points is called a line. Okay, so and you can see here we have arrows on the both ends, and if you don't have these arrows, it is called a line segment. Here we don't have arrows on the both ends, but it is also a straight path. So this is called a line segment. It can be the same. From point A to point B, you can guide someone. It is a path, it is a road. Ray. A ray starts from one point and goes infinitely in one direction. So the one point is fixed and the other is infinite. For example, this is point A. You know where the point A is, but you don't know where the other point is. So the other side is infinite. Just like this torch. If you light up a torch, the ray goes infinitely in one direction. You know the starting point, but you don't know the ending point. Now let's talk about angles. So when the rays cut each other, it is called angle. So at the point where these rays cut each other is point A. Okay, and the angle is formed at the exactly same point where the rays are cutting each other. There are types of angles like acute angle. Like it's acute angle less than 90 degrees. It's a small angle. Okay, so it's always less than 90 degrees. Obtuse angle is more than 90 degrees and less than 180 degrees. It's a big wide open angle more than 90 degrees and less than 180 degrees. Now the perfect right angle. It is perfect corner 90 degrees. So anywhere you see it's a very perfect corner, it's a 90 degree. Now, a straight angle. A straight angle is straight, like a straight line. It is 180 degrees. So it's basically a simple line. Now, reflex angle. Reflex angle is more than 180 degrees and it can be any number less than 360 degrees. So more than, greater than 180 degrees, less than 360 degrees is called reflex angle. Now let's move to some geometric shapes like triangle. A triangle has 3 sides and 3 angles, just like this example. You can see there are 3 angles. 3 of them are 60 degrees here. Don't mind the 60 degrees that is mentioned on the sides because that's always in meters or centimeters. There's a length. Types of triangle. I will mention the basic types of triangle where three sides are equal, two sides are equal, or all sides are different. Okay, here you go. Equilateral triangle has three sides same, isosceles and scalene triangle. Square has four sides and four sides are equal to each other. Four equal sides and four right angles. For example, this chessboard, it's a square. Rectangle. In rectangle, four angles are 90 degrees and two sides which are opposite to each other, they are same in length. It is called a rectangle. So let's take an example of a book. It has opposite sides equal and it has angle 90 degrees each. Now let's discuss circle. What's a circle? So it's basically, it has no angles and it has no sides. It is a path and it has a center. So what's the center of circle? Center of circle is the middle of this shape and has equal distance to the each point. Radius. What's a radius? It is a distance from the center of the circle to any point of the path or circumference. Diameter. Diameter is basically a straight line starting from one side of the circumference to the other, crossing from the middle. This is the circumference, the path of the circle. Take an example like a wheel. Now you can understand what the circumference is the outside of this wheel is circumference, the middle of the wheel is the center point, and from that middle point to the circumference is radius. Let's take some real life examples of geometry. Architecture. Here you can see triangles, rectangles, squares. Like you can see on the roads, there are angles, there are straight lines. In vehicle wheels, you can see the circles, you can see diameter, center, circumference. And in computers, you can see so many shapes because there are 3D models and there are so many other shapes, all that we mentioned. By subscribing our channel, you're actually helping poor kids to educate because we spend 10% of revenue to provide free education to others. Subscribe our channel, share with your friends. Stay tuned for the next topic.